How are you today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Let's get started.
Okay.
So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about the environment. Could you read me the question, please?
Okay. What do you do to help the environment?
Well, I don't do enough. Sometimes I turn off lights and I put solar panels on my house to save electricity. But I think there are a lot of other things that I could do. What about you? Do you recycle? Do you try to use less electricity? Do you do anything else?
Yeah, I do recycle because my city is pretty strict with the recycling rules.
Oh, I see.
And yeah, and I do try to use less electricity. I drive an EV,
Oh,
so
very cool.
I don't know. It's like using more electricity, but I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends on where the electricity comes from for the EV, how your
Mhm.
city generates it.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, and I don't know. I try not to buy too many things.
Wow. So, yeah, lots of reducing how much you use. Okay,
Hmm.
well, that's really cool. So, today's topic, and the topic all month, is the environment. Okay?
Okay.
So,
Yep.
here, let's talk a little bit about the reading. Okay? So,
All right.
after you read the text, what did
Mhm.
you think was the purpose? In other words, why did the author write this text?
I think the answer is the second one to explain global warming and how we can slow it.
Yeah, I agree. Good job. Okay, so the next question was, how do people's actions cause global warming according to the reading? What do you think?
How do people's actions cause global warming? According to the reading. Okay. According to the reading.
So sometimes when you're looking for an answer, it's good to look for key words. For example, this sentence asks about people's actions. So I think a good way to find an answer is to skim through the text and find the word actions.
Okay. So it's in the second paragraph.
Yeah. So
One. Yeah.
it says most people believe that people's actions are making the world get hotter. So I think the answer is probably somewhere after that sentence.
Yeah. So uh, one reason is that the human actions are making the greenhouse effect worse, and the greenhouse effect happens when radiation from the sun bounces off the earth. Okay, not that one.
Yeah, but that's also part of it. So I think those are good answers.
How do people's actions cause global warming?
Yeah, so you can take those ideas and you can combine them into one sentence. My answer here was human actions create extra greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide, which trap more radiation and make the world even hotter. So,
Mhm.
just like you said, they trap radiation and people create more gases. Okay, so for question number three, can you list three ways that the reading says we can slow down global warming?
Okay, there's these three things. Um, well, it should be the third paragraph. It should be in the answer should be in the third paragraph.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So first, we need to focus on education. So people will do more for the protection of the environment if they know how bad the problem is.
Okay, so education is definitely one, letting people know how
Yeah.
bad it is. What else?
Yeah. And we need to reduce how much greenhouse gas we make by using less fossil fuel.
Okay.
Yeah. And number three is three things, right?
Yeah.
Uh, oh, hang on. Is mm, invest in more mass transit.
Yeah.
Is that
That's great. There are
yeah.
actually many more than three in here. So you found three. Good work. You could say focus on education, use less fossil fuel, develop renewable energy sources, invest more in mass transit, build more parks and green spaces, recycle more, carpool, ride our bikes, turn off lights. There are so many ideas in the reading. Okay, great job. So, for question number 4, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is the best way to protect the environment? And why?
According to the reading. What do
No,
you
this
think?
one should be your own idea. I want to know what you think is the best way.
Mm, mm, well, like education is important, but knowing the effect is important. But following up on that is more important. So I guess like well, awareness is a very vague word. Maybe people will, mm, well, I don't know, raise taxes
Okay, so raise taxes. That's definitely
and
one idea.
or
So tax,
stop using fossil fuel.
okay, tax things that are bad for the environment. Why is that a good idea?
Well, people don't want to be separated with their money. So that will stop them from using more, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I think those are some really good ideas. Uh, Personally, I think maybe the best way is your idea, but to focus on businesses, because I think businesses often have larger greenhouse gas emissions than individuals. But just like you said, I agree that most people do their thinking with their wallet.
Mhm. Ah, I was thinking maybe like uh, invest it's invest or invest in more renewable energy sources, but maybe safer and better nuclear power and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Nuclear is good in some ways, but scary and dangerous in others.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
finally, what I wanted to talk a little bit was about some of the words that we see in here. For example, a few questions ago, we talked about action. So, we have a lot of words that end in ION. For example, we talked about reducing electricity use. Reduce is a verb. It means make less, to make less of something. If we want to turn it into a noun, it's a reduction. So, knowing this word ending, ION, turns an action into a thing will help you recognize unfamiliar words. Maybe you knew reduce, but you didn't know reduction. But if you see that this is a suffix that you can figure more things out on your own. Okay? So here I have act, means do. Can you make a noun?
Action,
Perfect. What about radiate? Radiate means to send out.
radiation.
Exactly. So radiation are the rays sent out by the sun or by nuclear energy, like we were talking about before. So we have educate, which means to teach. Could you make a noun, please?
Yep. Education.
Perfect. How about prevent, which means to stop something from happening?
Prevention.
Nice job. Okay, last one, we have protect, which means to keep something safe. How would you make a noun?
Protection.
Exactly.
Yep, protection.
Good job. Do you have any questions about these?
No, not really.
Okay,
But, yeah.
great. So it's just important to know different word parts so you can sort of unlock things that you don't understand when you come across them.
They're all T's. They all T-I-O-N.
Yes, this is almost always T-I-O-N. However, there are some times when it's S-I-O-N and sometimes when it's C-I-O-N. So I did not include the T in the hint because some words are a little bit different. But S-I-O-N and C-I-O-N are the same as T-I-O-N. But good observation, T-I-O-N is the most common one.
So like a decide, decision.
Yes,
Decide, decision is S-I-O-N.
yes.
What else?
Um,
C-I-O-N would be
um, precision is an S.
C-I-O-N.
There are some C's. I'm sorry, right now I can't come up with any off the top of my head. I know they exist.
Yeah, because it's a decision.
But in making the lesson, I chose to not include the T because there are some small variations. The meaning is the same.
And also the reduce and reduction, but everything else, they finish with a T, but reduction, the T is added.
Yes, and that's one of the things that you'll just have to remember. They don't really follow a perfect pattern. However, one pattern that is important to notice is that the last sound before the shun is where the accent is. So reduction, action, radiation, education, prevention, and protection. It's always the sound before the ION syllable.
Television is not one of them, right? So, television.
Television. Actually, that vision is seeing. The original root is vise, which is not really used in English, but that's part of the reason why these are different. They're often filtered through Latin and French. But anyways, do you have any other questions?
No, it's okay. So, but television, sorry, I'm going back to the same question. But television, but because it's like a two tele and vision together, so it's kind of that accent or the stress is on a different
Right.
part.
Yes.
That's the one.
Because
Okay.
in vision, the stress is on the vision. But vision exists and tele exists. So there's another connection beyond those two, like you were saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you.
So, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a look at your reading. Could you look at the first sentence of paragraph 2 and read it to me? It has two ideas in it,
Okay. The first one. Okay.
starting with although.
Okay. Although some people think that changes are due to natural cycles, most people believe that people's actions are making the world get hotter.
Okay, so we have two ideas. Changes due to natural cycles. People's actions are making the world get hotter. Which one do you think the author believes?
Well, the author believes that the people's actions are making the world get hotter.
Okay, how do you know that?
Well, because that's the only thing he talks about later on.
Okay. Yeah, usually people believe the things they talk about. That's a good way to do it. Um, okay. And why do you think the author includes the other idea?
Mm, to show that the author is aware of other people's opinions, or yeah,
Okay.
although most people think
Yeah.
what this author thinks is yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. The author is trying to show that he or she knows more than just his or her own ideas.
Mhm.
So, here in the reading, we had some different things about people cause global warming. The author gives some reasons why, but there are also some reasons why maybe something else is causing global warming. So, these are reasons for or against the idea that people cause global warming. Can you think of any reasons for it?
In the writing.
In the reading or just in your own
Okay.
knowledge? It's always important to bring in things you know whenever you're reading something.
Okay, that people cause global warming. Reasons why? Because that well, the world population is increasing
Okay,
and the world is getting hotter.
yeah. Are there any reasons why not?
Mm, why not? Some some places get uh, colder, maybe.
Yeah.
Some
For
places.
example, there have been a lot of extreme cold events in North America recently.
Mhm.
Okay, so those are reasons. I also included human actions release greenhouse gas, and global warming has increased as more people use more and more energy. For reasons why not, maybe there are natural temperature cycles, or winters have been colder in some places recently, just like you said. So these are arguments and counter arguments. A counter argument is an argument against our argument. Um, then, when we're writing or when we're trying to persuade people, um, we need to include both because we need to convince the people who don't agree with us. So, for homework tonight, I want you to choose one of these questions or come up with your own environmental question. And I want you to brainstorm a list of reasons for your opinion and a list of reasons against your opinion. So, for example, can you read the first topic?
Should we build more nuclear power plants?
Great, you could choose that one. Or should people be allowed to drive cars downtown? Recently in Paris, they stopped allowing cars downtown, I heard. Could you read the next one?
Should people go to jail if they don't recycle?
Wow, that's strict. Should the government make gas more expensive? And can you read the last one, please?
Should cities make more bicycle lanes?
Great job. So you can choose one of these questions or your own idea, but I want you to brainstorm a list of reasons for that idea and against that idea on your opinion about it. So if you think, yes, let's build more nuclear power plants, brainstorm 3 reasons why it's good to build more nuclear power plants, but also brainstorm 3 reasons why it's bad to build more nuclear power plants. Okay? I want you to do that for homework.
Just 3 each?
Uh,
Or
you can do even more if you want, but a minimum of 3 for each. And if you want to
okay.
think about another idea, you can choose to brainstorm more there. Right now, we are starting to think about topics that we will use when we write our essay. So our final essay will be an opinion essay on something about the environment. So if your opinion is, for example, we should build more nuclear power plants. Each one of those ideas, 4 that you think of, will become a paragraph topic in your final essay. So if you have 10 ideas for, you can choose the 3 best, but I don't think you want to write a 10 to 12 paragraph essay. So minimum 3.
Anything like more like, so if I come up with, say, I don't know, should I come up with something that means like ideas in kind of the same category or different categories or different, you know, ways to support
Um,
the just go as broad as I can, or should I stay focused?
I think you should probably stay focused in this situation. As long as there are reasons in support of your opinion on one of these, you can still make a good essay. But having focused ideas and having ideas that relate easily to each other makes the writing easier later.
Okay.
You don't have to
Yeah,
do as much writing to create transitions between ideas that are very far apart.
yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
wouldn't want to do.
But both are possible. Just for your own sake and writing quickly and like a coherent essay without having to write a whole lot extra, stay focused.
Okay, stay focused. And at least 3.
Yes, please. Okay,
Right.
so once we have these ideas, we use arguments and counter arguments to convince people. Okay? So, can you tell me about strong arguments? Please read the first sentence on this page. Strong arguments.
Okay, strong arguments let readers know that some other people disagree and give reasons why the author's argument is stronger.
Exactly. So this is called making a concession. Concession means saying, you're right, a little bit. So these ideas help convince people that your ideas are good ideas. Let's look at some examples. Can you read this sentence, please?
Although coal and oil are important businesses, we need to lessen our need for fossil fuels.
Good. So which side does this sentence support? Businesses or lessen our need?
Businesses or
Or lessen our need for fossil fuels.
lessen our need for
How do you know?
fossil fuels.
Why do you think so?
Although coal and oil are important businesses, so
Yeah.
although part.
Yeah, so although usually means we agree more with the other half of the sentence. Although, or some of these words connect with the side that we don't agree with. Now, when we use although, we have although, then a sentence we don't agree with, and a comma. We always have a comma in between the 2 sentences. Okay? So,
And we switch, like
yes.
although.
Yes, we can. The order is not important as long as there is a comma between the 2 sentences, and as long as although connects with the sentence that you don't agree with. So,
So if they even switch,
yeah,
after those parts are switched, do I still need a comma?
yes, you do. That's on this slide here. Can you read this sentence, please?
Human activity is clearly increasing the greenhouse effect, despite the fact that natural cycles have created temperature changes in the past.
Okay, so same idea. Here, the sentence or the phrase, despite the fact that, is giving us the hint that we don't agree with this other side. So here, the side we don't agree with is coming second. And again, it's after a comma, just like it was before. Okay? Now, there are other hints in this sentence that let you know the author believes that human activity is increasing it. For example, clearly is a strong word that says this is the true situation. Okay? So here's another example. Could you read this one, please?
Which one? Oh, this one. Sorry. Nuclear power plants are too dangerous to use, even though they make less greenhouse gas than coal power plants.
Great. So here, we know the author thinks too dangerous is more important than less greenhouse gas. Here we're using even though, but the rules are the same. We separate the two halves with a comma. Okay, for this last one, in spite of the fact that driving cars causes pollution, raising gas prices hurts regular people and the economy. This person doesn't believe in raising taxes. They disagree with you. So we used in spite of the fact here to signal the disagreement. Okay? So we have a few different phrases that we often use to make concessions. The rules for them are the exact same. We have although, though, even though, in spite of the fact that, and despite the fact that. When we use the fact, we need that before we write our whole sentence.
Okay. I can't skip it.
It's almost always grammatically incorrect to skip it. You are safe to include it, and there are some situations where you are safe to not include it. However, I can't give you a rule that's true in all situations about when you would skip it. So, for now, I think it's safer and more useful for you to include it.
Okay, so you just remember, in spite of the fact that.
Yes.
Just one phrase that
yes.
I should remember. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, and that's what we're doing today. We're organizing our ideas. We don't have a lot of grammar or phrases, but we can use these phrases to help organize our ideas when we are comparing reasons for something and against something, and trying to show what we believe as compared to what other people believe. Okay? So that's the other half of your homework. After you make your list of, you brainstorm your list of reasons for or against your opinion, I want you to use these phrases, although, though, even though, in spite of the fact that, and despite the fact that, to write some concession phrases about your opinion and maybe opinions that other people have. In the final week, we will use these strong concession sentences as the topic sentences for our paragraphs. So we are aiming for a 4 or 5 paragraph essay with an introduction, 2 or 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So the 2 or 3 body paragraphs will start with strong concession sentences as their topic sentences. In the body of those paragraphs, you will explain why your idea is stronger than the idea that you conceded.
Okay. So, what are topic sentences?
Topic sentences are sentences that explain what a paragraph is about. A paragraph is a group of sentences that is always about one thing. So, by starting our paragraphs with a topic sentence that is about our idea and an idea that we disagree with, we are letting our readers know that this paragraph is explaining why my idea is better. The structure helps your reader understand. And this is culturally important in a lot of American and European situations. We often debate and we often disagree with people, but to completely disagree is a little rude. So when we have our disagreements, we usually say, the other side is right, but I'm more right.
Okay. Why do you feel that's rude? Why would you feel that's rude?
Because the other person has their own ideas and beliefs, and their beliefs are also important. If I tell them just that they are wrong, they will think I don't care about their feelings.
Mm.
So, acknowledging their feelings, telling them that their feelings are true a little bit, is
Okay.
important for maintaining a good relationship but still disagreeing. And the culture of disagreement and debate is a major part of American and European culture.
Okay. Do you think that is a good skill for a Japanese student to learn? Like, you live in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So, like, then you've lived in Japan, and like, how do you think we, argue or discuss things?
Well, I think that oftentimes discussions and arguments in Japan happen more with suggestions and hints. People are much less direct about it. And I think that the skill of being direct in a disagreement can streamline things. I wouldn't recommend using it in a Japanese workplace all the time, but learning how to disagree in different contexts can give you practice for dealing with different people. And in the world these days, I mean, I myself am from America and I live in Japan. You might work with Americans in the future, or you might choose to take a job in Germany. I don't know. But being able to navigate different styles of disagreement will always help you.
That's true. And that the younger people, even in Japan, are more exposed or more familiar with different types of communication too. So I think that yeah, we will um, be able to benefit
Yeah.
from this knowledge or this knowing something like this.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
great job today. Thank you for coming to class. And for
Yes.
homework,
Thank you.
please write your ideas for your opinion, your ideas against your opinion, and write some nice, strong concession sentences using these connecting phrases.
Okay. I
Okay?
can choose any of them, any
You,
three.
you can
Oh,
choose any of them, and I would like you to use as many as possible. Varying your sentences is important.
I see. All right.
Okay.
Right.
So, I'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.